I think tax. I think we need a flat tax.
Someone found a little bit on that, though.
Why don't we just have a flat tax?
All right, because it hits the poor harder.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Why not make a 10% flat tax across the country? Everyone would get a cheaper tax break. I'd pay. Let's say let's say you and I make $10 an hour. We'd pay $1 out of it. If someone's making $10 million an hour, he's paying $1 million out of it. He makes more than us, but the ratio is still the same.
It's like the sales tax. The sales tax is very regressive. Here's how I feel about these goddamn corporations. Apple could disappear tomorrow, no sweat off my ass. Microsoft could disappear tomorrow, no sweat off my ass. There was life before Microsoft. There was life before Apple.
You would crash the U.S. economy, though. If both of those disappeared tomorrow, you would crash the U.S. economy. It would literally fall apart. Too many people out of jobs.
Someone else would come along.
You have to think of something really fast because our technology would disappear too. Microsoft and Apple both have a lot of military contracts too.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
So,
I'm just getting old and crappy. Well, they talk about a dark web. Well, why is there a dark web?
The dark web is 95% of the internet. A lot of law enforcement agencies use it too. And the problem with the internet is you can't regulate it because of how IP addresses work. So, unless you want to
change how the IP addresses work, then.
Basically, unless you want to delete the internet, you can't get rid of the dark web. The deep web, the dark web is like 5% or less of the internet. The deep web is about 95% of the internet.
Whatever. I mean, I'm not real familiar with it. All the seminary schools kind of keep teaching the same stuff to the same guys.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
I'm of the opinion, as a Christian, all right, unless you're Jewish, take the Old Testament and shove it up your butt. The Old Testament's got all kinds of stuff in there about, if your kid disrespects you, stone him. If your wife screws around on you, stone her. Well, what if you screw around on her? Does she have the right to? I don't know if that's covered in the Old Testament.
It's really one of the things about that is because there is a verse that has been brought up. I'm a criminal justice graduate,
right.
So we had discussions on. There was one verse where it said if a girl gets raped and does not shout out or cry out, basically you kill both her and the guy. And so the reason for that was that this was also a different time in your society. If a girl screamed out "Help! I'm being raped," it was expected that everyone around helped her.
Right.
And so that's kind of a societal thing. Like in today, if that were happening, a lot of people wouldn't get involved. It's not my business.
Yeah.
So that's more of a
it's
complicated.
That one thing in New York years and years and years ago. A woman was being killed.
Yeah.
Slowly killed, and she's screaming, and 50 people heard her, and nobody showed up to help her. And so See, the Bible says love their neighbor as thyself. It doesn't put conditions on it.
Exactly.
And
see, if we had a Christian society still, we wouldn't have this problem, and a lot of that.
Well, not necessarily, because there again, I find so much of Christianity is still pulling stuff out of the Old Testament, and it's like trash the Old, unless you're Jewish, because the Old Testament is the law, the New Testament is grace.
Yes.
All right, so which one are you under? Are you under the law or are you under grace? If you're under grace, you don't need the law.
Well, that's a massive...
That's why the Ten Commandments mean nothing.
I disagree.
They mean nothing to me. It's the law.
Can you point out why any of the Ten Commandments that you disagree with? Do not murder.
I don't disagree with them. I'm just saying they don't apply to me because I am under grace.
But at the same point, this is also a misconception of Christianity. A lot of people claim to be Christian, and you have one lifestyle. So you're a pretty bad person. And then you say you become a Christian and you don't change. If your faith isn't changing, it's also not saving.
This is one of the problems I've had with the Catholic Church for the longest time. And apparently, I think it's the current Pope finally, what do they call it when they throw everybody out? Excommunicated. Yeah. They finally excommunicated the mafia dudes.
Yeah.
Because for years and years and years, Joe Mafia dude's out there killing, raping, criminalizing, doing whatever. And then he goes to confession and, forgive me, Father, I have sinned. And then the Father says, 10 Hail Marys and 5 Our Fathers, and all's forgiven. No. It's all forgiven if you quit that activity.
Exactly. I have two phrases for you that are good to remember as a Christian. If your faith is not changing you, it's not saving you. If you're the same person before and after you become a Christian.
That's true.
And then also, grace is not an excuse to keep on sinning. So one thing is that also Trump is actually one of the largest supporters of it, and this isn't just from recent times. This is going this dates back since 1992. So he's always been pro-gay. Basically, if someone's not infringing upon your lifestyle, do whatever you want. When Clinton was actually very anti-gay up until the recent election. Trust me, you can research this.
Oh, probably, but she wouldn't say anything about it.
She did. She was actually a Golden Girl. So let's go back to gun control then. So we've heard kind of both sides of the concern have an argument, arguing back and forth.
Yeah.
What's your proposed solution then? What would you, if you could implement a bill, what would it be? Let's say you implemented a bill.
Well, number one, get rid of bump stocks.
Okay, fair enough. But
get rid of bump stocks.
But you don't.
Number two, get rid of armor-piercing ammo.
Okay, let's go through. Let me address both those real quick before we keep going. So a bump stock, you don't actually need a bump stock to bump fire. That's a.
But it helps. It helps.
It does help, yes. But
so we should just leave it in place?
I mean, to be fair, you can manufacture your own bump stock. And so
criminalize the hell out of it then. You get caught with one, you're fucked.
But who's going to enforce that?
If somebody sees you with one and they call it in, then the ATF guys with a tank come cruising through your front door.
So I'm not a huge fan of bump stocks anyway. So okay, we'll ban those. So
look, the thing is, you might be a perfectly rational, good person.
Yes.
The problem is, how do you keep it out of the nut job's hands?
Okay, fair enough.
How do you do that? Now, see, one of my suggestions is, let's have a license, like a driver's license. All right. So you go down to the police department and they run a check on you.
Yes.
They take your picture. They maybe even do a quick psych eval. Okay. Then they issue you a gun owner's license. So
like
you can go into any gun store.
Yes.
Go into any gun store and even purchase a handgun, take it home with it right away.
Yes, I can do that.
Okay.
I have a conceal and carry. I have a federal background check and a state background check, so I'm allowed to carry and conceal. So I wouldn't necessarily, because I'm not a huge fan of bump stocks because they're a terrible device, as in they're terribly made.
Yeah.
But I say, why not make it a level 3?
You're packing a handgun right now.
Yes.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But that some mother and child, you may freak them out.
That's their problem.
Now, that's their problem. You're exercising your right. All right.
Well, no, because I have more people that come in and thank me that I'm carrying, telling me that they feel safer.
Yeah, except for the fact that should you get involved in a situation and shoot one of my loved ones accidentally, even though you won't be facing criminal charges, I'll come after you in civil court and take every dime you own.
That's fine.
Because it's like, how trained are you? Look, a lawyer will make it look like you're a jerk anyway, because that's how lawyers operate, all right? And so, and it doesn't need to be a unanimous jury decision.
Yes.
Just a majority, and all of a sudden, everything you own's gone.
Yes. So I think what I agree, because I dislike bump stocks, would be make it a tax stamp item. Like to get a suppressor or an automatic weapon, 6 month waiting period, state
When you
and
say
federal
suppressor,
background.
are you talking about silencers?
They're suppressors, but yes. All right.
Why are we making things real easy for criminals?
It's not. A
A
suppressor.
silencer?
A silencer.
It takes at least a year and $200 just to get a tax stamp.
And they do a federal, state background check, fingerprints, photo ID.
And it's not like it's
All right, and what happens if you sell your silencer that you illegally own to some clown at a gun show?
You're going to jail for a very long time if you sell.
Okay, and that's what should happen.
Yes. And
see,
why demonize
I
silencers?
haven't been around a lot of the more modern gun stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I worked in a black powder gun store back in the late 70s.
Yes.
All right. My contention is, number one, we're not the same society. I used to talk to all these guys, the older guys, and the standard deal was we knew where the guns were. We knew where the ammo was. And if Dad caught us fucking around, we got hauled out behind the woodshed and either got it with a belt or a switch.
I'm going to use
It was
this.
the wrath of Dad.
You never touch
It was
Dad's
the wrath of Dad. But we don't tend to do that with our kids
That's
now.
apparent.
This is going to go.
It
I
all
know.
starts at the family.
I know.
That's why
Well,
hollow
see,
point
this is the thing.
range bullets
You know,
are too.
when I talk to my brother about armor-piercing rounds, he gives me this, well, have you ever been stalked by a bear? Because he lives up in Alaska.
AP rounds are illegal in a lot of states.
And I'm thinking, why would I want to shoot a bear with an armor-piercing round?
Because you won't kill it with most guns. 90% of guns won't stop a bear.
Well, okay, you're assuming, but see, the thing is, number one, a bear isn't armor plated. And with that hard of a cap, it's probably just going to punch a hole clean through
I
it.
promise a bear is basically... John, back me up here. A bear is basically armor plated.
A bear? Its
To
skull is,
handguns.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
The average
But I
handgun
would
will
think
not
I
go
would
through.
want a softer round that once it hit his body, it would deform and as it's going through.
You could put- you
well,
could
okay, you're
take
talking about a headshot then.
Okay, so if we're talking about body shots, then let's go for body shot. The bear's coming in, or it rears up.
Yeah.
You can put as many rounds of 9mm, even your 45, 1911. You could dump 2 mags into the bear, and it will not stop. You will not stop.
Then armor piercing in the state of Alaska. If you get caught in Washington, you go to prison.
But I guess in my sense, what makes one...
No, a lot of conservatives are the ones that, we're all for law and order, we support our police. Well, you support rounds that's going to penetrate a policeman's body armor?
Police are just people, then. Even when police are off duty, they're just citizens.
No, I know that, but why should the general public have a round that potentially will defeat a police officer's body
That's the
armor?
point of the Second Amendment. Okay, let me put this into...
Well, then you don't really support your local police department now, do you?
I do.
Well, no, you don't.
I'm a
Because
criminal
on the one
justice
hand,
professional.
you say,
I'm applying to be a cop.
yeah, on the one hand, you say, well, okay, the Second Amendment gives me the right to have armor-piercing ammo, which defeats a cop's body armor, which is going to lead to more dead cops.
Okay,
So how can you support them?
Let me phrase this then. Let's say Trump. We'll go into a fictional universe here. In the alternate universe, Trump throws all liberals out of the Congress.
Yeah.
Throws in all super right-wing conservatives and says anyone that's voted
Civil war.
in
It's civil war.
Okay, let's say
It's civil war.
Okay,
I'll shoot him myself at that point.
exactly. But I'm saying, okay, let's say he says anyone that's ever voted that we're going to go door to door and kill them. Okay, so let's say that kind of universe. At that point, isn't that a concern that you don't have
It
That is
is
happening
a concern, but that's more of a right-wing tactic.
But the left is the one trying to take away your guns.
Who?
The left, in general, the liberals are the ones promoting less guns. Wouldn't you want more guns? And
No,
this is a crazy scenario, but the
How
same
many
thing
guns are
happens.
in this country right now?
Roughly $1 trillion, or sorry, $1 billion.
Is that a para?
We all call it being young and stupid.
Oh, it's easy.
And then, later on we go, why the hell did I do that?
Okay, so let's
Seemed
go
like a
back.
good idea at the time. It's the normal
Pay
answer.
for CZ, you could have got.
I'm not arguing with you there. It's like pulling out and selling my teeth, and it's like,
I'm sorry.
it's like I have a couple, and it's like,
SIG, XD Springfield, that's a great concealed carry.
I'm gonna be the one over here.
cigs are expensive too.
But it's worth it.
It is true. Well, CZs are too.
Bolt is better than.
I have a CZ Rami, so I have their little subcompact. But
The only CZ I had was P97.
yep,
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was my Ruger. What was the CZ I had? 75. I don't fucking remember.
CZ75 is the go-to.
Yeah. Basic. Just
So-
a good target shooter.
Have a good one. So let's go back to suppressors then. Have you ever listened to suppressor fired? It's very loud. It's very loud. So to put this into perspective, I have an AirTech, which is a 308, so it's
Yeah.
a hunting round size.
Yeah.
If you fire that without hearing protection,
Yeah.
it'll make your ear bleed. You will blow your eardrum clean out of
Well,
your head.
see, at that point I say, that's what you get, dumbass.
Well, no,
I've
the
turned it-
308 is one of the most common bolt action rifle rounds.
No, I
too.
know that.
I guess then, back to once again, last time to the suppressor argument.
All right, well, then, all right, I stand
If
corrected.
they aren't
I'm
quiet.
uninformed because Hollywood has given
They've
me the
demonized it,
image.
yes.
No, they've given me the image of it. It's pretty quiet. And I'll stand on this. Trump is a racist. Has been and always will be. Look, if it walks like a duck, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
What if it
Number one,
doesn't-
you will never
wait,
get
wait, wait.
you will never get anyone to flat out say I'm a well.
What if
yeah,
it doesn't identify as a duck then? Sorry.
I remember Rush Limbaugh. You can look this up.
Yep.
Trees cause pollution. He said that.
It's pretty
He
simple.
said that. Look it up.
I mean, Obama said there are 57
I was
states.